I was distracted by baby dicks. We're gonna keep this moving right along. Next meeting, coming to the mic. She's fantastic. I said, how do you want to be introduced? She said, just Sara from Maine. And I'm like, you are so much more. You are freaking incredible. I adore her. You will too. Please put your hands together for Sara Poulin.
Thanks, Mona. Thanks, vine32. How are you all doing? You're a very quiet crowd of people. There's a clapper. One clapper. I'll take it. I'll take one clapper. Hi. So I've been out of sorts all day. I have been trying to put my hands in my pockets that I don't have. It's been driving me fucking crazy all day. Normally when I order a dress, I try to make sure that it has pockets. Like, I'm kind of obsessed with pockets. Just I think all women in general, you're nodding. All women in general, we're obsessed. If we have a dress with pockets and someone's like, oh, I love your dress, what's the first thing we fucking say? Pockets. It has pockets, right? We're so excited. Like, we sewed them in ourselves. Like, we made those pockets. Like, we invented them. Like, we invented pockets. My obsession with pockets started when I was younger. I watched a lot of Nick at Night, like TV Land. Did you guys watch that? I'm a Gen Xer. And all of the moms, all of their house dresses had pockets, right? And I think that's where it started for me. And I think about it sometimes. I think about, what did they put in their pockets? Like, what was in there? And everybody's always like, drugs. I think they kept fresh baked bread in their pockets. I do. Or the keys to the family station wagon. Right? Or their opinions. Because it was the 50s. So they kept those in their pockets. I'm just kidding. Women can't drive. It's ridiculous. I need pockets because I am a snacker. I travel a lot, and my favorite snack is Cheetos. Right? Where am I going to wipe my cheese fingers? If I don't have a pocket. Where am I going to put it? I can't wipe it on this dress. Everyone will know. If you have a pocket, you can wipe your fingers inside your pocket. If you're Cheetos, and still look like a lady. When I ordered this dress, I did not know what an open gusset was. Do you know what an open gusset is? No. This dress is built with shapewear in it. Do you know? Yeah. Oh, now you understand. Have you ever given yourself a Charlie horse putting your clothes on? I did today, twice. Once when I went pee, because the open gusset does not work for me. For those of you who don't understand what that means, like, I put this dress on and I was like, wait, how do I go pee? It's fucking crotchless, you guys. I know! Not a lady. Not a lady. Don't worry, I put underwear underneath. Made me nervous. I'm of a certain age. We have to have underwear. Do we have empty nester? Any empty nesters? Yeah? Sometimes people don't know what it means. Do you all know what an empty nester is? Yeah. Yeah, you know what it means. So you all do. I asked it of a kombuchery in Portland, Maine one time, just a room full of millennials. They did not know what an empty nester was. It was just like a sea of confusion. So I explained to them, an empty nester is an adult with adult children who have left home. And again, just a sea of confusion, because they were all like, wait, we leave? Yes, my babies, you do, you have to go. You can't stay forever and ever. But again, Gen Xer, so I'm not going to tell you what to do. We'll do it in your own time. I raised 2 boys. My 19-year-old is awesome. He's so funny, he's so smart, he's a sophomore in college, just a really cool kid. Totally awesome. The 44-year-olds that I have been raising for the last 20 plus years. I've got concerns, guys. He's just moved in with his 22-year-old girlfriend, and our divorce is now final. Always met with groans. Always met with groans, as though you could be any more disappointed in him than I am. It's not possible. My mom is so sweet. She saw a picture of this woman on Facebook, and she goes, "Oh, she's cute." No. Oh, my mother. I know. But listen, this is what she followed it up with. She looks like you at that age. Oh! What the fuck, Mom? You guys, my mother is a therapist. Yeah. Yep, she sure is. She's a treat. Welcome to my journey. Good times for everybody. What is it about 40-year-old men and 20-something women? What is that? I don't get it. It's like futons. They're everywhere and no one is comfortable. It's just all sorts of uncomfortable for everybody. I do have a son. He is 19. I don't understand how a hospital can let a human being leave unvetted with another person. Right? They don't ask enough questions. They have a simple question for you. When you give birth at the hospital, they have a single question. Do you know what that is? Do you have a car seat? That's right. Do you have a car seat? Do you have a mode of transportation for taking this human being away from us? Yes, I do. I don't know how to use it. We're going to walk home because it's complicated. That's the only question they ask. You could have felony charges. They're not going to ask about that. They just want to know if you have a car seat. You could give birth with a necklace made of human toes. Are those your toes? No. You know what? I don't care. Do you have a car seat? Nobody cares. I think a better question for a person who's giving birth in a hospital, or anywhere really for that matter, is how long have you kept a beta fish alive? Is that not a reasonable question? Beta fish can live in a puddle in the wild. They don't need anything. They live in mud. They don't care. They're happy little fish. I personally have kept a beta fish alive for 8 years. Thank you very much. That is a full-on lie, but if you ever see my son, don't you dare fucking tell him. Here's what I did. Every time my son's beta fish would die, I would scoop it out of the bowl and I would flush it before he would notice. And then I would tell the angel born to me on earth that his fish had gone on vacation to Petco. Following? After a week's time, I would take my son to Petco, because I would not remember what his fish looked like, but he surely would, right? Take him to Petco, he would walk the aisles, find his fish. Good idea. Right? Find his fish, and I don't know if you guys know this, but sometimes when beta fish go on vacation, they come back a different color. Yeah, just like Irish Americans in the sun. We would take the fish to the counter, adjust for inflation. The average vacation for a beta fish is $5.99. We would pay for the vacation, we would take the fish home, and we would do that all over again. Every time his fish would die, we do the same thing. We did that for 8 years. Yeah. When my son left for college, you guys, I asked him, what do you want to take with you? What would make you feel more at home in your college dorm? And do you know what he said? A beta fish. That's right. He wanted to take a beta fish, and you guys, he did it. He took that beta fish and he kept it alive for a whole year of college. He brought it home for summer break. Oh no. 2 fucking weeks. 2 weeks, and that fish went on vacation. It's me, you guys. I am the problem. It's me. Killed that fish. I convinced my son of that lie, among others, but that's probably one of my most inventive. Here's one that I gave to not only my son, but his entire preschool class. When the ice cream truck is playing its music, they are out of ice cream. I'm telling you, the hospital needs to ask more questions. That is not okay. I should not have been entrusted to mold young minds, much like Katie. I was not responsible. I gave them such gems of wisdom as hocus pocus, let's all focus. Like, what are you going to do with that? Crisscross applesauce. Let's not. Yes, so I am divorced as well. My husband and I decided in February of 2020 that we no longer wanted to cohabitate with one another. In February. Yeah, a giggle from the back lets me know that you remember March of 2020 when we were told we would have to cohabitate with one another indefinitely because a fucking pandemic started. Yeah, we nested together for another 9 months, which was great. It really was. It gave us an opportunity to get to know each other again as people. We didn't have any other responsibilities, so we were good parenting partners. We kept up with each other. We were good communicators. Still needed to not be together because forever is a really long time when you're healthy. And I have to say all those nice things about him because it is part of our settlement agreement. So we can check it off for 1 more year. We were married for 23 years. 1 year longer than his new girlfriend has been on Earth. Help you put that into perspective. Feels good, feels good. During the pandemic, my gynecologist that I'd been seeing since I was in my 20s also retired. Yep, 2 decades. So that means that the 2 men who've been looking at my vagina for half of my life have both moved on to greener pastures. It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Unfortunately, I don't know what gynecologists do when they retire, but I like to imagine that they have fun hobbies, like finger painting, cave exploration, or something. During the pandemic, my therapist also retired. Just from me. Yeah. It's all good. Everybody's doing therapy, right? You guys are doing this? Okay. Yeah, you should. If you're not, you should, because restraining orders are a real fucking bummer. Putting it out there. When I started therapy for social anxiety and a chronic need to people please. And my therapist, after a couple of sessions, was like, I think we need to reevaluate your situation. And I was like, oh, great, so maybe I'm not as bad off as I thought. She was like, I love that you think that. That was really wonderful. She's like, no, I'm gonna give you your diagnosis and I want you to just hang tight. And I was like, okay, cool, I'm ready. Are you guys ready? Hang on, buckle up. I have PTSD. What? That's weird. I didn't know. She's like, yeah, you have abandonment issues too. I was like, really? Interesting, fascinating. She's like, yeah, and you have body dysmorphia. And I was like, oh, yeah, okay, I get that one. And she's like, and disordered eating. I was like, oh yeah, no, I knew. I knew about that one. And then I was so relieved, you guys. I was like, thank God, I thought you were going to tell me something really awful. She's like, you're not worried about that? And I was like, no, you just basically described every woman who grew up in the 80s and 90s. Like, I'm totally normal. That's totally normal, right? You're all nodding your heads like, what? Yeah, it is. It's totally normal. I was like, so what do we do? She's like, well, I'm retiring, so I don't care. I'll talk to my mom. Thank you. Thanks. Talk to my mother. I'm doing okay as a divorced person, I think. I'm handling things pretty well. I do have one issue that I can't manage on my own. It's in the bedroom. I struggle. I don't know, maybe you guys have some suggestions. I have not figured out how to do this. Like, it doesn't matter how I shimmy or wiggle or shift or shake. I can't get the comforter back in the duvet cover by myself. It's an impossible task. I'm on the hunt. I'm on the hunt for somebody to help me with my duvet cover problem of 2024. Dating. That's different. Since the last time I dated, cell phones didn't exist. Right? That's weird, right? The last guy I dated, I married, he had a pager. A pager. He was not a doctor or a drug dealer. No, he had a pager. There's this new phenomenon that I, as a woman at my age, am not really sure I understand, and maybe you guys can help me with this as well. Where do we stand on dick pics? Okay. I'm not alone. Okay. Good. I thought it was just me, but I really think at my age, if you're going to send me a picture of sausage, it should be accompanied by a mimosa and a waffle. Yes. Because all we want to do is go to brunch. Let's just brunch it up. It's going to be fun. We don't want to see it. Orange juice, mimosa, waffle, sausage. Sounds good. Let's do that. We have plans for Sunday now. It's going to be a good day. Yeah, I don't know about that one. That was weird. I'm also finding that men are the worst. Yeah. I thought it was just my husband, my practice husband, He had. We all need a starter. We all need a starter. Just, it happens. I didn't know it when we got married, and some of you might not be aware that your spouse or significant other suffers from this problem. I did not know that my husband had correctile dysfunction when we got married. I didn't know. And maybe I can clue you guys in. Here are some of the symptoms of correctile dysfunction. Does your spouse ever start a sentence with actually? Or you know what you should do? Some giggles. Okay. Yep. Symptom 1. Does he ever take over a task when you're in the middle of it, even though you're doing it the way you want to do it and the outcome is going to be the same, whether you do it his way or yours? Yeah, okay. She's like, shit, he does have correctile dysfunction. Listen, it's not limited to spouses. Sometimes it's people you work with. Who knew? Right? I'm working on that with my son. He's 19, as I said. So my main priority for him is that he not go through life with correctile dysfunction. So I have taught him a couple of really important things. You guys can do this too. 1, women do not need to be rescued.
Yeah.
That's it. Step number 1, women do not need to be rescued. And here's step number 2. We don't always need to hear your opinion.
Yeah.
That's it. 2 simple rules, and that's all I'm going to share about that. And don't get me wrong, I fucking love men. I think some of them are pretty amazing.
Yeah.
But when you find one with correctile dysfunction, there's some steps you got to take. Right? All right. Cool. PSA over. So the dating game is different for me. I recently had a man my own age tell me that I was a good girl. Does that feel icky to you? It feels icky to me because I am not. And the reason that I know I am not is because I stole a candy bar when I was 4 years old from the Revere drugstore, and I don't even feel bad about it. Also, the number of yellow lights that I ran through today alone tells me that I'm not a good girl. Here's the number 1 clue, though, you guys. I am not a golden retriever. That is how I know I'm definitely not a good girl. I will answer to ma'am. Totally fine with it. Nope, I'm good with it. Or MILF, which would actually be preferred. I would take it. I thought maybe I would consider, like Mona, dating an older man, but thanks. I don't want to eat dinner at 4, though. Also not a fan of the Applebee's 2-for-1 special. And if I wanted to watch baseball documentaries, I would just hang out with my real dad. Because he does not make me call him daddy. I find that strange. I went out with a guy who was just slightly younger than me. And I think that might be my sweet spot, like 35 is around like the age that's good for me. However, he suggested that an appropriate date for the 2 of us might be day drinking. Okay, I mean, I could do that. My mental and physical stability isn't the best after a day drinking episode, and that's when he threw yoga into the mix. Yoga and day drinking. Not good at that. Not good at that at all. The only position that I mastered was the one-night stand. He preferred the downward dog. And in the end, we're both just like, namaste, single. It's not going to work out. For those of you who don't know, namaste means the spirit in me honors the spirit in you. In this case, namaste meant namaste on the other side of the grocery store if I see you at Hannaford. It's not going to work out. Namaste sexy, but not with you. I actually thought maybe I would be a cougar, right? I could try it, right? But I have a friend who said, no, I don't think you could do it. And I was like, but if my husband can date someone in their 20s, why can't I? And he was like, you're too nurturing. You're too kind and you're too thoughtful to date somebody younger than you. And I was like, all right, maybe. He was like, the average age gap is approximately 25 to 30 years between the cougar and her prey. All right, it gets a little weird because I'm 47, you guys. Vine32. Listen, when a woman over the age of 40 tells you how old she is, there's only one appropriate response. It's this. No. Okay? Just for me. Just for me. I'm 47. Damn! Oh my god, thank you guys. You're so sweet.
I know.
And trainable. Yes, so if you do quick math, take that 47, subtract that 25 to 30 years, that puts my prey between the ages of 17 and 22. Ew, yeah, gross, because my son is 19, and I guarantee to you that never in all the years that he brought his friends over to our house did I ever look at one of them and think, yeah, that's a good idea. Not one time, you guys, not one time. I do not want to have sex with a 17-year-old. Maybe I'd want to have sex with a 22-year-old. Maybe. But there is a much, much better chance, being that I am a nurturer, that I would just want to make him a sandwich. Because that is my love language. Whatever it is. I told that joke at a bar in Manchester, like a late night show. It was just all 20-something guys, just stacked with these Adonis's adorable men. And this one little cutie in the front row looks up at me and he goes, "What kind of sandwich?" And I said, "Anything you want, baby. I'll even cut off the crust." You guys have been amazing. Thank you so much for having me tonight. Thank you, Mona.
One more time for Sarah Poolish.